Time for a look at your West Tennessee forecast with meteorologist Brian Davis.
Well, hello there. Welcome in. I hope you got some sleep today. A lot of you were up with me all night long. We had the severe weather. At one point, it looked like we were trying to get a tornado there north of Savannah in Hardin County. They did wind up issuing a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible. But tell you what, they really kept us going, didn't they? We were up into the early morning hours, and I think I slept about 3 hours. I slept right there around sunrise. But a lot of you, too, probably walking around with a little bit of a dark circle in the eyes right now. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the weather. We'll start off with our almanac. We topped out today at 87 degrees. Our normal high this time of the year would be 90. Normal low would be at 69. So we're just below normal on temperatures for a change after that really hot day that we had yesterday with heat index readings bumping over 120 degrees at times. Now, just for perspective, we did set a record this day in history of 1952 at 101, and we started out with a record low in 2007 this day at 57 degrees. And we are catching up on our rain. We've gone from that 8 inches below normal to now 6.21 inches, so we're getting there. It's just going to take a little more rain to get there. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our current camera views. We're looking at Savannah, 79 degrees. How about Dyersburg coming in at 75? Now, that looks pretty nice, doesn't it? All right. And then how about 73 in Trenton? All right, I'm all for that. You guys know I like the low 70s and even the mid 50s sometimes for morning lows. It doesn't bother me. It's that big heat that I don't like. So here's our temperatures across the board. Most of us dropping in to the low 70s. And those that haven't, well, you will be very, very soon. As the sun has gone down, we're going to be cooling down here. So we're heading into the 10 o'clock hour. Northeast winds right now as high as about 17 miles per hour. And those north breezes behind that cold front that brought all the storms last night, well, it is situated just off to the south of us. And you can see just the edge of that cold front. It is sitting over northwest Alabama. We're going to pan out. And that's where we've had a few showers right along that blue line. That's our cold front. But the rest of West Tennessee hasn't had to worry about anything. If you should get a little shower in like South Hardin, that would be the only place that remotely could still get maybe just a shower, not a storm, but a shower. It's not going to last long. And that frontal boundary will continue moving off to the southeast, and it's just a slow mover. It's kind of bumping up against the north parts of this tropical storm. You can see that moisture kind of funneling in up through Mississippi and Alabama. But the good news with Tropical Storm Bertha is most of the heavy rain, look at that, it's mostly off into the Gulf. So we're not seeing just a ton of heavy rain out here in Louisiana. We've got a few heavy downpours, but a lot of this is no worse than what we dealt with last night. So the north end of that is not really putting out a tremendous amount of widespread rain. It's all off to the south and east of the main center of circulation. Well, Bertha right now is at 1,002 millibars, so it has been climbing a little bit in pressure. 47 mile per hour winds, and it's moving off to the west at about 10 miles per hour. So it's kind of picked up some speed, which would be just fine. It needs to speed up a little more because if it moves faster, the flood threat is going to be much less. But so far, most of the heavy rain staying offshore, and that is very good news, I know, along the coast. We'll continue watching it, though. Looks like it'll make it over here around south of Lake Charles in southwestern parts of Louisiana as we head into later tomorrow. In the meantime, back at home, radar, about the only thing we're seeing is just a couple of little showers just off to the south of us. And we did have a couple of little stray showers in south parts of Hardin County earlier, but they're not having much luck staying together. They're going to be moving further away from us as the night goes on. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at our surface mount, and it'll show all of this. Tropical storm down over Louisiana, and then we've got the light rain that's made its way about as far north as North Alabama and parts of northeast Mississippi. And we can't rule out just a brief stray shower right along the Mississippi-Tennessee line overnight tonight or early in the morning. I will say about 99% of the area will not see anything, but just a really nice start to the morning. Severe weather, it's out of here. It's off to the east. Tomorrow, no problems either. In fact, it's really quiet over most of the lower 48. So let's take a closer view. Nothing in our immediate area. Futurecast. And you'll see those little showers off to the south of us. They're pushing up north from Tropical Storm Bertha, but not much pumpkin. And any of that activity is very light in nature, very short-lived overnight. So let's go ahead and take a look at our hourly forecast. Looks good to me. We're heading into the upper 60s overnight tonight. It's going to be a different world compared to those upper 70s we've had for overnight lows the last few nights. Our first cup of coffee, it'll be about 6 a.m., be about 67. And for some of you, as I said earlier, we might need 2 cups after staying up all night with the bad weather last night. But looking good. We'll be under mostly sunny skies, kind of a crisp, cooler start to the day, and a peek into the weekend. Yes, it does have some rain chances here, but we'll stay upper 80s there for Saturday. 60% chance of showers and storms, but I will say most of that looks to be more towards the late evening and overnight hours of Saturday. Most of the daylight hours on Saturday morning and mid to late afternoon looks to be pretty dry. And that goes for Sunday, too. We could have a lingering shower early, but then we break away to mostly sunny skies during the afternoon. So weekend, we'll give it about a B- overall. It's going to be nice. Starting off still cooler than normal, and then we will start to go above normal by Sunday back to the low 90s. Enjoy the next few cooler days, because look at what happens next week. We jump right back into the mid and upper 90s. Probably going to start to see some heat advisories into next week. But so far, over the next 3 days at least, no worries about that. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. And as always, thanks so much for watching West Tennessee Weather Channel. And as always, if the weather gets mean, we will break in. Have a good night.
We are West Tennessee Weather Channel.